Honestly, this sounds like really good haunted house music. Hey, welcome back to more Limbus Company. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we did the Walpurgis Night mini-event thing, and this time we'll be starting off the dream ending, Canto 7, which treats the life in the context of the not-so-famous but valiant Don Quixote. Probably get my main account prepared for this dungeon. The night approacheth with great haste. Yet thou shalt hew open a path, cleaving the shadows in twain, with the blessing and approval of thy family with which there is no equal. Challenge and vanquish all things perilous, and at last reach true happiness. Thus how indubitable the magnificence which mine ingenious adventures of today shall shine, which is our adventure as well. You remember the words, right? Affects must maintain a head clear of corruption, speech free of deceit, and conduct guided by clemency. Show courage in adventure, and bear pain and suffering. And pray, forget not the mercy of the downtrodden. And last but not least, pursue your dream, if it means wagering your life in the chase. Should you ever fail to stand by even one of these tenets, I'll smack you guys upside the head myself. Steel yourself and always, always, keep moving forward. Is that not a threat most unfair? Manager Esquire, how unfair of thee! Most unfair, I say! What is it this time? For once I believe it was my time to shine! Much I wish you'd want for the final flourish in its deserved splendor! 'Twas my chance to mark my name upon the newspapers! Returning to P-Corp's warp train station always seemed to remind Don Quixote of our last misadventure. She'd repeated that exact same complaint a few times by now. Huh? Wherefore doth thou make an expression of such great doubtness, Manager Esquire? I don't even have a face, let alone an expression. How untrue, how untrue! Dost thou not see? All things blessed with existence has a heart, even the little critters, and indeed even the blades of grass, which must be the ball not to linger, and even a fleeting thought upon. Forsooth, an existence of heart necessitates an expression, wouldst thou not say? That is to say, we mustn't let the strength of the body be the scale with which we judge one's measure. Thus persevere, let only thy unbending heart be the tool with which thou dispensest justice. Hark, hark! Alright, I'll take who cares last this time. Harken unto me, Manager Esquire! Some time ago, in the freight car of the warp train. Let me say something. Don Quixote regards me silently. Some eldritch being, who I can't help but wish is Don Quixote, is gazing at me. She opens her mouth. My instinct is screaming at me not to listen to her, but Don Quixote, has it ended? No, I don't think it's ended. Is that so? Rocinante, to me, I beseech you. I don't know if I gave her the right answer. Though my answer was an almost instinctual relay of thought that manifested in my head, Don Quixote closes her eyes upon hearing my reply, as though drifting away into a gentle, pleasant dream. I carefully slipped the ragged pair of running shoes she called Rocinante onto her feet, and to make a silent wish that her blood-red eyes never, ever open again. Oh, have we arrived? Fie! What devilry is this? Whither hath the villain's blood fiend gone? Don Quixote, didst thou strike down the cur? And thus, back to the present. I feel like we all missed out on something cool. I wish I was there with Faust and Dante when I went down to see how you guys managed to kill the guy, you know? Not leave a certain someone out of the story. She was there as well, but she would barely pass out like a coward in front of that blood fiend. Shame of Limbus Company, I say! Yeah, so well to see. Pathetic. Come on, we all passed out too, didn't we? Suppose I should have been there to take the reins of sinners. You that scared the blood fiend, Don Quixote? So, okay, I understand how you feel. A true hero standeth still and calm, unmoving in the face of such base mockery. I agree, Roja. I do feel like we missed out on something big. Going out there in the aftermath, all we saw was a very confused-looking Dante standing over the blood fiend's exploded, melted parts. I was standing? Confused? Was I? Forsooth, why didst thou not wake me? I would have even forgiven thee for slapping my cheeks upside down. So, what actually happened in there? I already told you guys earlier, didn't I? What? Just traveled with, you know, until we changed the subject. What are you talking about? They can imagine, perhaps you were in a similar state of explosive delirium, thanks to the one you experienced earlier. It's from the time when your head burst into flames. Oh no, it's always began glaring at me warily as though my clock head was about to explode at any moment. That didn't happen. That didn't happen, huh? Well, if you want to talk, then I turn to Miss Faust, our second eyewitness. Can I get some statements from you, madam? Rhoda asked confidently, still in the mood to play detective. Faust did not have any information she deems necessary to share at the moment. Gotcha, right back to you then, Witness Dante. Listen up. I have an important announcement to make, so pay close attention. I have no idea if it was a coincidence or not, but Virgil stepped in just the right moment to divert the listener's attention away from me. As you're all well aware, I've been contracted by P Corp to work on a case here. Suppose we've done the song and dance enough times so you can know what's coming. Alright, suppose we're having a scuffle, song, dance, what the tough one, what the distortions are happening now is what have you. Get that right. And 'tis a quest that leads us to the great claim upon another golden bow in our hands, is it not? And Don Quixote replied, brimming with excitement. Yes, if the two of you have to catch on that quick, then I suppose any further elaboration is necessary. However, this operation will be somewhat... No, let me correct myself. This operation will be drastically different from anything you have done so far. Maybe one of our most bothersome missions. Well, when hasn't it been like that? I guess it'd be pretty bothersome to have to tag along with a group that's 2-3 times larger than our own, though, but... The student's intuition appears to be growing sharper by the day. Oh, are we actually? What? I think I'm just gonna keep these guesses to myself from now on. That's not something that could be negotiated. Isn't it better to join a group 3 times our size rather than to oppose it? So we join operation then. Who will we be working with? I can't say the fondest memories of joint operations. Memories of pain, if you will. I mentioned that K-Corp was the first and last experience with a joint operation. I still vividly remember watching their souls iron flying off, smacking against the pillar and squelched onto the floor. Our actual recounting of the events would include the fact that my scapula was also forcibly separated from my torso. You want to just keep this between us? The other guys are just getting away or screw everything up. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I strongly agree with that one. How presumptuous of you all. You do well to remember that you're not the only team coming to this operation harboring such arrogant thoughts. It's contractors, after all, an open contract posted by the Home Association. The association overlooking the operation of fixers. We just stopped himself, noticing an ominous aura from one of the sinners. There stood Don Quixote, practically vibrating with excitement. Someone gag Don Quixote, at your earliest convenience. Allow me! Anyway, this means our colleagues joining this operation will be any ragtag bands of fixers from some alleyway office no one's ever heard of. It's very likely that fixers from some established associations will be joining us. You stop wriggling your lips! I'm so glad that Otis was here to stop Don Quixote from exploding into joy. Shannon would be drawing the attention of every single person in a sizable radius around us. Right, what kind of mouse are we dealing with this time? More than that, how do they want it done? Sounds like some shady backstreets fixer. Begillis looked up just as Heathcliff asked his question. Further details will be shared by a client who graced us with her timely arrival. She do looks quite fancy. Apologies if I'm a little bit distracted. I'm just changing up. I gotta fix up all of my my stuff for the Canto to borrow on my main account. There we go, should be good now. In which is explored, Limbus Company is not exactly first alliance with a wing! I love the naming scheme of this Canto. So she's the one we're supposed to meet with here at the station. My, what an honor this is to meet the Red Gaze himself in the flesh. Everyone, pleased to meet you all. I am Cesara, head manager of P Corp Archive Department. Archival Department? So you're bookkeepers then? In a manner of speaking, yes. It's a rather significant department in P Corp, regardless of how the wings treat their own archivists. Maybe we'd like the head manager of such an important department is here to see us herself, then boy, let's reel our our names out here. Not an entirely incorrect assessment. I did hear some things about you and Limbus Company through word of mouth. What was it? Ah, yes. A medium-sized enterprise with its employees gladly braving death to see a contract to its end. All just to obtain these golden bows. True, I guess, but actually making it sound pretty impressive, though. Forsooth! I and my dear compatriots have vanquished countless evils through all kinds of hardships and deadly foes. Brave death indeed. The other sisters were more confused and impressed by her description, but it was clear from Don Quixote's practically twinkling eyes that she was immensely infatuated by it. We did receive a brief for this contract. A particularly stubborn urban nightmare case, which all kinds of fixes have failed to rout despite their repeated attempts. Correct. It was customary for the head manager of an entire department to greet every no-name fixer off as looking to make a name for themselves. Correct again. So you've gone to the length to privately deliver this particular contract to our hands. It isn't a simple urban nightmare eradication contract, is it? I sense your expectations of us extend simply beyond defeating it. So a particular task you're expecting us to brave death for, given your emphasis. What an odd feeling. I wasn't gonna hide it from you anyway, but it is as though you're reading like an open book. A certain dumbfounded silence, rigorous, effortless cut through the hoops to get to the core of the contract. Yes, you have people quite blank about this when you contacted us first. There's this golden bough, someone near our eradication target. I was so astonished when I picked up that call. You refused to answer our questions, refused to tell us what these golden boughs are, insisted that we let your people inside the zone to confirm the exact coordinates. It's almost a prank call or something. I believe we also made you an offer you couldn't refuse. I don't know if it's a particularly versatile agent or a very proactive intelligence department, but your company has some serious intel gathering capabilities. Zara let out a deep sigh and leaned against the wall, her shoulders slumping slightly. So we're exactly eradicating this time. And then we have hopeful fixers queuing up to join the mission. What, is it an escaped abnormality wreaking havoc someone like last time, or is it a distortion? Because if it is... Zara wordlessly stared at Ishmael. She began to rapid-fire her list of questions. Right. I forgot to explain. So abnormalities and distortions are the kind of monsters that may look similar to first ones. If only their problem was just another monster to deal with. Something had caught my eye immediately after we arrived at this place. The missing persons flyers. Countless flyers, each in search of a different person, were taped to the pillars inside the station. It's like people of P Corp are randomly going missing in no discernible age or gender patterns. Zara, realizing that we were staring at the wall of missing persons flyers, began. As you can see, the flyers are all old, faded, and attached to the point where the papers are starting to peel off. Which means that none of them have returned home safely. So not just an entity then. It's a phenomenon. Land where the happiest smiles bloom. The amusement park of fables and legends. La Mancha Land. La Mancha Land. More than several dozen people have reported missing, but the real number is likely much higher. Once the guests who visited La Mancha Land, which mysteriously materialized 2 months ago at the back streets of P Corp, are still trapped within. They have gone missing, thou sayest. But how can that be? 'Tis against the nature of amusement parks to be so full of horror, not joy! Simply don't have enough manpower under my authority to deal with this. It was did urban plague 3 days after its first appearance, and now it's escalated to urban nightmare. Curious. If it is a mere urban nightmare, not even a star of the city, then shouldn't P Corp be able to easily handle this on its own? That's the thing. The department's not readily interested in this phenomenon, which means the Marshal Department will be sending their elite employees to handle this case. Wherefore doth P Corp not deploy their elite forces to swiftly vanquish this risk to the lives of the innocent? Don Quixote was now completely and emotionally invested in this gripping tale of tragedy that our client was sharing. Zara seemed to be enjoying Don Quixote's excessive, almost theatrical reactions. Because the phenomenon only affects the back streets. Imagine what happens when more than an S watching the agents from the compression department was descended at the moment it manifested. It's enough beating around the bush. Head manager, Zara. What more are you hiding? You've been walking the park for some of your status at the station to requisition agents for a different department. Explain. Why did you really go through the trouble of hiring Limbus Company? Yes, Ma, you really are unrelenting. Finally, I confess the goal of our department isn't the eradication of La Mancha Land. Huh? Now, you'll soon be heading to La Mancha Land with other fixers. Piece of advice, Field. Do not let the other fixers know you are here to find the Golden Bough. They will somehow find out this mysterious artifact called the Golden Bough hidden somewhere within that zone. It will start attracting unwanted attention from the fixers who consider a bounty separate from the eradication reward. No need to stir the pot, And I'm sure you're all stubborn enough to know that it would be most wise to keep quiet about the true objective of our department, if you know what I mean. You know, loud and clear, let's keep this hush-hush between P Corp and Limbus Company. We both get what we want, and we can go our separate ways once this business is over. No fuss, no muss, you get that right? It's a pretty good summary. What do you think we are? I can tell you right now that when it comes to OPSEC, some of us might fall slightly behind. It's about time we got to the point. We're not attracting more unwanted eyes by lingering here. That's true. Here's your mission. Enter La Mancha Land, find the thing or someone who created La Mancha Land and bring it to me. Or someone. The thing or someone is too insufficient description. I don't even know if what precedes me of organic or inorganic material. So why do you need the thing, person, who created La Mancha Land? Shouldn't eradicating it be enough? Zara's eyes twinkled for a brief moment as they lingered on Sinclair. Did I say something wrong? I don't know. Or I suppose I was flabbergasted by your boldness of daring to ask a question like that. Notice how I'm not asking you why you're looking for the golden bows? It sounds like a big secret or anything. You want to know? Here it is. I want whoever or whatever's behind the case to be held responsible for the damage they've caused. For sir, a villain who hath committed such wicked atrocity deserves a punishment most fitting. It's no bonus. I get to put some achievements under my belt to give my department a little push to rise above the others. I'll use some promotion right about now, you know? So it doesn't matter whether we accept your proposition or not, as I've already reached an agreement with the top brass of our company. Well, if after kicking the Fawn's ass we don't bother bringing back the bloke who made that bizarre amusement park, what do you do then? Heathcliff spoke crassly, but it was a reasonable question. After all, there was always the chance we could fail to bring the culprit here even if we wanted to. Well, I suppose we'll have to start looking to what these golden valves are, even if we won't get our hands on them immediately. Start getting away if we don't bring you what we want, is that it? It'd be rather unnecessary and cost-ineffective research investment, of course, but we might just force our hand if you don't do as we requested. Besides, while Lamanchaland is only an urban nightmare at the moment, its threat level is rising exponentially, so more and more people in the city are beginning to catch wind of this case. Numerous fixed small of the city are gathering at this very moment to eradicate Lamanchaland to demonstrate my point, saying we're not the only option. Who doesn't love fame and fortune? You could always get the truckload of willing participants if we wanted to. Or maybe, just maybe, some fixers among them may find themselves becoming particularly interested in these golden vows. I swear, these precious artifacts must have a particular smell that attracts fixers like bees to honey. Yeah, you know, this mission taken care of before the phenomenon attracts too much attention. I'm cutting right through the fluff again! Anyway, you got that right. Isn't it so fortunate how we both seem to be under the impression that what each of us is looking for won't be much use to the other, for now at least. I suppose that's why you're keeping the nature of these golden vows discreet. And that's why you're keeping it on the down low about what created Lamanchaland. Agreed. The more eyes observe an info, the less value it has. Like front-of-the-mill mass-produced products. It's all, of course, all work talk. I'm excited for a second we're about to get some nice souvenirs. We've very high expectations for every single one of you. After all, you're willing to die for this, aren't you? She keeps saying that. Every single one of our contracts has been like. Our stability and safety go out the window the moment mission begins in earnest. We care nothing but our goals, our cold goals and objectives, not exchanging anything deeper than the shallowest transactions. I'm going to accept this as an inevitability, but I do know this is probably not the right way. Amidst the dull and resigned eyes of the other sinners, Don Quixote's eyes alone burned with passionate fire. Thou mayst put thy faith in us, head man Cesara! I, Don Quixote, and my compatriots here at Limbus Company shall put an end to the terrible reign of this Lamanchaland, and rescue every single victim it hath claimed! And mark my words, we shall pinch the vile rascal who created Lamanchaland by the collar, and present them before thee! Prithee, smite them with the hammer of justice in everyone's stead! My, you certainly know how to inspire confidence. It's more like to say the vast majority of fixers I've known. I, Don Quixote, shall battle valiantly and honorably! Thus shall my name be forever etched in the halls of P-Corp! Don Quixote was bouncing up and down like she was prepared to stand at Sarah's beck and call. Please stop. The woman certainly wasted no time figuring out how to turn her into putty in her hands. I mean, let us see how the last works, to be fair. Well then, shall we get a move on? Let us depart! Lead the way, Lady Cesara! Sorry, I said I can't go with you. Please set the location marked on this piece of paper. It's worth all! A journey in the lonesome shall be so dreary, no? Obvious. We shall put faces together with the head manager of our whole department until we'll attract more eyes than superstars on a red carpet. I'm sure if I were connected to P-Corp at a glance. Yet, our stars of super variety, not a good goal to strive for. This might come as news to you, but sometimes we're seeing more than one thing at a time. Here's past to let you move freely between the back streets and the rest of P-Corp. Do you know this work for the house or will last forever? So if they can just handle something so important this easily, I can't imagine why your department won't be able to handle it themselves. Sinclair was still quietly suspicious, but that small doubt was practically buried in the brief commotion that followed as sinners gathered in front of Cesar to receive their visa. I need to double check exactly what the effects are. Wherein the sinners are accepted and respected by fixers and ways of the city. So we'll pop this. Oh, we no longer have the brilliant. Oh, it's not been updated. Hold up. Ah! But if we go into our support, there we are. We can grab that. And again, I just need to double check the effects. Oh, okay. So actually, no effect so far. What we will do is see, Fire Fist will make sense. See how he does do extra damage against Blood Fiends. Because I might want to get that for the extra Sinclair buff. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's just get Fire Fist Greg going. It's the Fire Fist Canto anyway, so... Cesari's directions led us to an empty lot in the back streets. Oh, is this? No. Hey, look, oh, it's the back streets. Oh, no. See empty lot doing here. Right. Weird, it's rare to see this much real estate going using the back streets. A bunch of banners hanging by the buildings for some reason, too. Miss Phyllis and I will converse with the person in charge. We must view assess the situation in the meantime. Don't start too much trouble until we return. The main has placed thy faith in us! He's given up on the slim hope that we won't be getting into any trouble without him. So we're working with here. Until I'm surrounded by all kinds of warning signs and perimeter tapes, deterring anyone from haphazardly wandering inside. And when we reached out to grab the tapes stuck under them... Hey. Dude! Hey, dude! A voice rang out, stopping us in our tracks. Yeah? I mean, what? Okay, this is guy. Alright, I'll be nice. It doesn't seem like you guys know what you just walked into. This place is off limits, okay? Off limits. Fixes only like me and the rest of the people gathered here, yeah? F-I-X-E-E-R's civvies aren't allowed on the operation grounds. Jeez, these Pico folks sure are sloppy with their perimeter jobs. I don't know what voice I'm doing with him. Don't look at me when you say that. Why? They were concerned for our safety? No worries, good man, no worries. Fixes we may not be, but the dirty heart of justice that burns within me is just as bright as our own. Forsooth, we are prepared to brave death to see it. Don Quixote confidently leaps over the warning tape and scampers into the anti-lot. Hey, do you have any idea what you're walking into? Hark! We arrived here on a contract just as you! The contract for the eradication of La Mancha land! I could practically hear everyone in the empty lot turning around to look at us. Looks on their eyes could hardly be described as friendly. In fact, their alarm at our arrival was palpable. So one of the fixers wielding a massive weapon strode in our direction. You're here for the hunt, you twerps. Oh, minor, silly me! I forgot to do maintenance for my weapon. I don't have time for this. I guess I'll, you'll take care of that now, bye. The obnoxious guy, who was clearly way in over his head, hurried when the giant of a fixer stomped his way into the conversation. And the other fixers shook their heads as though they knew what was about to happen. You're clearly not fixers from an association. Obviously not anyone from an office, even passing her name. How many more of these small $5 are we going to take on? Except any more, then we end up having to split none of that reward money between us. Like getting these bloody torsos ready for a fight, huh? Emblems on their guards patently say Fang Hunt Officer to hunt fangs has to mean. You seen one of them in person before? Pretty seen what? Blood Fiends. Blood Fiends? Wait, we're dealing with Blood Fiends in this contract? I'm not informed of any Blood Fiend involvement on this contract. Would you look at that? No nothing amateurs, all of them. Makes my blood boil to watch it. It's like you rushing into an hour contract just for the promise of some cash and fame. And when you get in the way of the hunt, you also really spoil the fun of all this activity. Say, what? What's wrong with keeping your eyes on money? I don't think there is here for the contract reward. Seems this case seems to hold a special meaning to them. Fools driven by the creed are much more troublesome to deal with than sympathies motivated by money. I refuse to take part in an operation alongside these idiots who don't even know what it's like to deal with blood fiends. STFU. As much as I'd like to avoid entertaining you amateurs, I admit that curiosity has gotten the better of me. What did you just say to me? Shut the fuck up, you arrogant son of a... It was shut that flap hole, ugly. Oh. Looks like you had a lot of looks like you let a bit of personal feelings bleed into that interpretation. Yours wasn't half bad. Anyway, this isn't our first Blood Fiend contract, you know? And not even want, but we've dealt with them before. We don't deserve to get talked down by people like... talked down by you like that. Not one of us. At least when it comes to fighting. Great comeback, but I'm talking a few points of that hesitation there. So it's in your first rodeo, huh? Show me what you've got. See if you'll talk or if you're real hunters ready for the real deal. Mate, we're really doing this before we even set foot in there. Tell you, we've got permits and everything. Don't be a baby. I'll hurt you just enough to stay home crying. A broken arm and a leg convince you. You'll think it's on your way home. I'd say an arm and a leg much more accept the loss than get your blood brutally drained by a blood fiend. You gotta go with the Bloodborne voice for those guys. I've never actually played Bloodborne. Weirdly, he's just a normal dude. Like, not even a boss enemy, it's just a dude. Yes, right now there's no special effects for the Canto. But fear not, that will change. I forget exactly when. Like, I can see, like, I see on the wiki what chapter it is, but I don't know exactly, like, what the point in time is. I played around a bit more with Rose Banner Roja. I actually really like the kit. Like, I don't think it's... Like, it still isn't, you know, like, the best identity out there. But honestly, like, it's pretty good. I feel like it's kind of underrated as an ID. Again, like, it's nothing fantastic, but I still enjoy it. As you see, he's just like a normal dude. Rose Banner Roja, the big thing, basic compression can get up to 4 coins, which is really good. And, like, pretty reliably, too. It does not take much to get up to those 4 coins. Okay, we did not get the AoE version. I'm pretty sure we were supposed to. But whatever. It might be that it's just for the Savage version. Let's rack up some scores is also pretty solid. He's got a really strong skill 2 and skill 3. I kind of wish that the skill 2 gave a little bit more charge count for Rose Banner, but like, it's not bad with what it does give. Did you put your voice on? No. Just Tremor Chain. Which I think Scorch and Chain are the only... Well, we could maybe eventually get Oofy Heath, but I think we're closest to Otis right now, who I'm debating which one of the Otis Tremor IDs I want. Because Otis does have 2, with both... whoops, I went to the wrong thing. With both, T-Corp as well as... I think it's in here? Yeah, Olga. Which both have their own, like, their own pros and cons. But, regardless. That will do it for this time. Next time, we continue on with more Ending of Dreams. Welcome to Limbus Company upon our good parts from the Red Gaze's hands! Until then, see you guys later.